Into Canada's premiers that are World Economic Forum members just yet, but someone asked about Tim Houston, the Premier of Nova Scotia. So let's start in BC and work our way west. David Eby, the current NDP Premier of British Columbia, Young Global Leaders 2013. His predecessor, John Horgan, Young Global Leaders 2021. In the Yukon, Ranj Pillai, if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think he's called a premier in the Yukon. I did a video about him in the past. Class of 2020. Alberta, Danielle Smith attended the Young Global Leaders program. I did a video about her separately. You can go back in my YouTube channel and find that should you want to. It's listed in her biography and in the Calgary Herald. Oddly enough, I remember that bit of trivia. I don't remember the date, and I didn't go looking for it. Naheed Nenshi, the leader of the NDP in Alberta, Young Global Leaders 2012, and the mayors of both Calgary and Edmonton. Manitoba, Wab Kinew. I have him in my list, although oddly enough, I don't have a date for his Young Global Leaders program. Ontario, Doug Ford. Now, he's a special case, and again, you can go back and look. I did a whole video about him. He had a meeting, well, he was at a special meeting with Klaus Schwab in New York in 2019, where Klaus signed a strategic partnership with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, who I've mentioned before sat for the longest time on the foundation board with Carney and crew, to accelerate the implementation of Agenda 2030, which ties into Ontario and Doug Ford with something called the Global Lighthouse Network for Advanced Manufacturing, which is a Young Global Leaders program. There's a lot of WEF programs in the Doug Ford's Conservative Ontario government, but I hadn't meant to kind of linger there. Moving to the East Coast, you had asked about Tim Houston, the Premier of Nova Scotia. I remember researching him a few months back, and I cannot find any WEF affiliations for him. Now, bear in mind, I am not infallible, I'm just an amateur, and I noticed recently, just within the last 3-4 months, that the WEF is scrubbing again. Beyond and above, oh yeah, back to Doug Ford, he was scrubbed in the Great Scrubbing as a WEF member February 22nd, 2022. And I have Susan Holt. She was elected last November, Premier of New Brunswick, Liberal Party. And I have her in my WEF list as well, although I didn't dig out the date. I have books and books full of stuff, and it's a hodgepodge, it's a mess. It's hard to even try to put this thing together in a comprehensive series, but that's an overview of the premiers anyways in Canada, and answers your question, well, maybe not, about Tim Houston. Tim Houston, yes. Yeah, he kind of tweaked my instincts too. He said something about that in the comments, but I remember at the time I couldn't find him. If I couldn't find him then, I don't think I'm going to find him now. Just because I didn't find him doesn't mean it's so, but unless I can track down the dates of their Young Global Leaders program or find them, I mean WEF members in general, if I can't find them comprehensively in the WEF, digging beyond their official Young Global Leaders and members, if I don't find them in future councils or at the graduation ceremonies or in any of those future councils, global councils, then I won't claim that they are. And somebody, I've seen it before in the past, say I'm biased with Liberal members. No, I'm not. I've done what's her name, Alberta, Danielle Smith. I found 11, I think it is, Conservative members. And in the next video, I'm going to post just like 40 odd names, and there's conservatives in there as well. But the